to think of those who are less fortunate than us. And this was a great moment in our service as well. Maybe now continue to the Aleinu, which you can find on, I think it was page 510, Julie, but I'm not entirely sure.
Sorry, could you say the page number again?
520.
520. I was just 10 pages off. Thank you very much. So, Julie, we're going down to page 520. If you have your physical Sidurim in front of you, take your time. We're not in an immediate hurry at all. And Julie has screened it for you as well. Fantastic.
Have you got? I'm sorry. Have you got?
I am there, Julie. Thank you.
Can everyone see it?
I think it's visible.
Okay.
It's visible for me. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר וראשית, אשר שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגור עלינו להמליך מלכותו, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד את הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. Effie, I want to ask if you would have the honor to read what is there on page 521, starting with trusting in you, basically only the italics. So stop at reign forever, please.
Okay. Trusting in you, eternal God, we hope soon to behold the glory of your might, when false gods will vanish from our hearts and idolatry ceases forever. Help us to perfect the world by bringing it under your unchallenged rule, when all will invoke your name, relinquish evil and turn to you alone. May all who dwell on earth come to know that to you every knee must bend and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you let them humble themselves, and to your glorious name let them give honor. Let all submit to your sovereign rule. May that time come soon and last forever.
Thank you very much, Effie. It was the thing. Oh, sorry, I broke you too soon, just too soon. Sorry, Effie. Please continue.
For ultimate sovereignty is yours, and to all eternity you will reign in glory. As it is written, the eternal one shall reign forever.
I promise you, Effie, I will never do this to you again. Okay? ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. I think at this time we are much more aware that we are at the end of a drama, a two years catastrophe. And we may know people who perished, died because of this corona pandemic, but we most certainly are also remember those people who were not affected by the corona pandemic. In this week particularly, we are remembering the following. we are remembering Dee Gold, Eva Morrison, Jean Rubin, Howard Isaacs, Theresa Clark, Rebecca Moss, Joseph Isaacs, Thomas Granger, and Pauline Trainis. And as we worship before you, O God, we think of those who once shared with us the joys and burdens of life, and who are no longer in our midst. The sorrow of bereavement is softened by the bond of love, which continues to unite us with our dear ones, and by our cherished memories of them, which we will always carry in our hearts. May all that was good in their lives remain with us as an influence for good. O God, grant consolation to those who are in sorrow and light to those in darkness. Teach us at all times to put our trust in you and to praise your name. And being fully aware that a list of names never suffices, I'd like to invite you, either in the chat or out loud, before we commence with saying the Kaddish, if there are any additional names, please name them, either in your heart or out loud.
Remembering our members, Peter, Vivian Allen, whose funeral was last Wednesday, and Estelle Fraser, who also passed away this Wednesday, and her funeral will be next week to be arranged. Thanks.
Thank you, Stuart. And Effie remembers his mom, Margaret Jackson. I remember my own mom. So that's that. Anyone before we commence? Okay. Unfortunately, we cannot say Kaddish all together because the resonation of Zoom. But you're now muted. So if you'd like to say Kaddish, even though you're just remembering those names in your heart, say them out loud, being on mute. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabba, ve'alma divrach chirotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei dechol bet Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv, v'imuru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'alam almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'al v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh, v'yitalal shmei dekudesha, barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran ba'alma, v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol bnei adam, v'imru amen. So bear with me. The community will have some announcements, but before that, after these announcements, we will be singing Adon Olam. And right before Kiddush, we will have breakout rooms for about 5-10 minutes, so we can work through the week, the positive things and maybe the less positive things as well. So if you'd like to celebrate Kiddush with us and you'd like to be discussing your week and how it felt for you this week, you may leave if so pleases, but you can stay around if you prefer that. I'll still be around, so you always have someone to talk to. I believe, Stuart, you have some announcements?
Thanks, Peter. Shabbat Shalom to you all, and thanks, Peter, for coming all the way from Amsterdam and taking the service this evening. For June and Nick for hosting, and all who took part. Tomorrow morning's service is a family service at 10:45, led by the children of the Cheder and the wonderful dynamic duo that's Jonathan and Nick Young. On Sunday afternoon at 2:45 will be the stone. Well, sorry, Sunday at 12:30 will be the stone setting of Joseph Isaacs at Erev Cemetery, which is just for the family. Will not be Zoomed. But later in the afternoon at 2:45, the stone setting of Ron Kennard takes place at Cheshunt. A very long-standing member of Barkingside, Bet Tikva, and now, well, was with our new community for a short while before we lost him. And his stone setting, the Zoom details on the update. On Sunday evening at 7:30, there'll be a quiz led by Rachel and Russ, who always gives us lots of laughs and hard questions. Every weekday at 11 a.m. continues, sorry about that, every weekday at 11 a.m. continues 11s with June or Gary or some surprise host. Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock is the ELELS puzzler group of word games. And two very contrasting evening events this week. Tuesday at 7:30, John Morrison and Gary Friedman, lifelong fans of Arsenal and Spurs respectively, will be talking about their passion for their two teams, and there will be plenty of time for questions, all in the best possible behaviour. And in complete contrast, 2 days later, Thursday, Alice Wilcox will be in conversation with a lady called Nadia Razagina, who used to work for the BBC, and she'll be talking about the history of her family during the Russian Revolution, the Stalin repression, the history of anti-Semitism, the persecution of the Jews, which led, of course, to the Second World War, and she'll be talking about all her time. I hope people have noticed the AGM date, the 22nd of June 2020 this year, which was announced this afternoon, and I hope you'll think of being involved in it. Wish long life to all mourn, and Shabbat Shalom, take care, and thanks, Peter, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you, Stuart. Seems like there's a lot on for ELS this coming period, and as also the newsletter has shown. We're now at Adon Olam, which you can find on page 525 if you're reading from an actual Siddur, and otherwise, please follow the screen. Adon Olam asher malach בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא בחסו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, ואחרי ככלות הכל. לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא אחד ואין שני. להמשילו להכבירה, בלי ראשית בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה. והוא אלי וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, בידו הפקית רוחי, ועת אישן ועירה, ועם רוחי גבייתי, Adonai li velo ira. So at this moment in our service, we are going into breakout rooms for those who want to and wants to celebrate Kiddush afterwards. For those who prefer not to, I wish you a really warm-hearted Shabbat Shalom. So June, if you can put us in breakout rooms, that's easy. Otherwise, maybe I can help.
That's okay. I'm going to do that. A warm Shabbat Shalom to everybody, and
thanks, Nick.
Shabbat Shalom and farewell to those on the stream, which we're just about